Okay, this is going to be my first video of the day. This here is Soraya Brooks. Looks like she has 28,000 subscribers. Title of her video, Seeing a Black Man with a White Woman Makes My Blood Boil. I know a thing or two about that. My wife is white, been married for 22 years, and I get a whole bunch of especially black leftists. It's not even just black women. It's black leftists in general that come in and they start hating on you because you're married to a white woman. You want to be a pick me. Yeah, I got picked. I got picked by a good woman and we've been married for 22 years. Got two wonderful kids, got too many goddamn animals, but we love it. But I digress on that. This is all about Soraya Brooks. I want to take a look at her video and see what she has got to say. And let's see what we got going here. Make sure you do go ahead and check out her video. She has about 28,000 subscribers, so she's an up-and-comer. That doesn't even sound right, but she's an up-and-coming YouTuber and doing a real good thing out here. And so I want to see what her opinion is about. And if you want to watch this video without my commentary, I will link it in my video description. So without further ado, let's get right off into this.
Out of that gas station, I heard somebody's voice saying, "It makes my blood boil seeing him coming in here with a white girl." You know how it is when you hear something, but you don't really register it and you don't really process it yet. So I just kept walking. My husband.
By the way, don't you just love the racism? Don't you just love the racism? Can you imagine if a white woman or a white man said, "Man, I can't imagine that white girl being with that black boy or that black man"? You know, that would just set them off. But hey, if it's set in the opposite direction, we're supposed to be okay with it. Got to be okay with it because, hey, blacks can't be racist to white people because blacks don't have the power. And that's always been foolish to me, but I digress. Let's keep on going.
He was in front of me because he wanted to go to the restroom and I was browsing around trying to get a snack. And another voice was saying, "Girl, chill." I didn't really make much of it, so we just kept going and handling our business. And when we got out of the gas station, I asked my husband, "I think these two girls, black ladies, behind the food counter, they were talking about us." And he goes, "What did they say?" And I said, I heard one saying, "It makes my blood boil when he comes here with a white girl." And I heard the other one saying, "Girl, chill." Then she stopped talking. The moment I told my husband this, he looked at me and he started rolling his eyes. I'm like, "Why? Why are you rolling your eyes? What's going on?" He said, "These ladies always see me coming in by myself. 99.9% of the time I go there by myself. There is this one time I walk in there with you and they have some slick comments to make like this." I was like, "Oh, okay, now it makes sense. So they see you walking in here by yourself all the time. And this one time you come in there with me, they have something slick to say." I'm just lucky I didn't react to what she said because I looked around the store. We were the only people in there. So they could have been talking about something completely else. They could have been talking about another two people, but no, they were talking about us. Like I said, there was nobody else in that store. And you want to know something? It is one thing to scroll TikTok or Instagram looking for women or certain type of content so you can make a video about it on YouTube. And it's a complete different thing when you're actually experiencing this type of behavior in person. Because these women, they don't know my husband from nothing.
Again, it's an example of racism. Which, me personally, I have no problem with. I am not one of these people that run around and think that simply because you are a racist that it automatically makes you an evil person or anything like that. I think we really need to get away from such a thing. Ooh, wait a minute. Let me get back over here. I think we need to get away from such a thing where we need to go ahead and still examine people based on the content of the character, not just based on one aspect of them. You know, we don't know what those women were going through at that time or anything like that, but just for them to come out of nowhere and say something like that, I wouldn't want them to lose their job. I wouldn't want them to get fired because one girl happens to I feel that way. Maybe both of them, you know, but if the roles were reversed, those two black girls, they would immediately run to the cameras or and try to get that person fired. And of course, our society would play it up. See, this is another example of being black in America or some dumb nonsense like that. But this white woman, she's there by herself. She did the right thing, by the way, by not confronting them, because you don't want to put your husband in a situation where he has to go out there and start defending you. This is a situation where it's a good thing that she actually has submitted herself to her husband and to his leadership. Instead of flying off at the handle and going behind the counter or starting an argument with these girls, she instead kept it to herself, internalized it, and then talked to her husband afterwards. And she let her husband make the decision as to how he's going to respond to that. And you heard what she said, that her husband says he goes in there by himself most of the time. And this one time that they come in, they got something to say. So he made the decision that, you know what, or I haven't watched the rest of this video, so maybe she might say something else too. But so far, he is saying, hey, we're not going to go back in there and we're not going to confront or anything like that, because it's not something worth confronting over. This is one of the good things about a good quality woman. And it sounds like she has an accent, so I'm pretty sure she's European. I don't think she's naturally born in here in America. Maybe she is, and she just got a really heavy accent, but I think she's probably European. But she actually submitted herself to her husband's leadership to say, let him make the decision how they will go ahead and approach this situation, which I really do appreciate and I really like. That's one of the big problems that we have with a lot of American women, not just black women, but a lot of American women in general, where they want to be the boss. They want to be able to wear the pants. They want to go in there and make the decisions without consulting their boyfriends or their husbands or anything like that. And it puts their boyfriends and husband in a very precarious situation. You know, I did a video about the Rhode Island Assistant Attorney General who was drunk off her ass. Her and her friends were acting like a fool, and they put her friend's husband in a really bad situation where he was a bystander in how these women were being treated by other men. Women don't think about that kind of stuff and everything like that. Even though we're supposed to have this equality between the sexes and everything, at the end of the day, if a woman steps out of line and she's with her boyfriend or her husband, her boyfriend or her husband had better be ready to step up, because something might go down that they don't want, that she might not like. I saw another video about a couple of years ago where this woman decided to jump ugly with this stranger in a line. Not only did she get knocked out, but then the man went and knocked out her husband. So we gotta be careful about this kind of stuff. So I really appreciate her judgment on that. That shows that she is wise and that she is very humble and respectful of her husband. Let's go ahead and continue.
These women, they don't know who he is. They don't know who I am. And they don't know, obviously, that there are other people except for white and black women who live on this planet. I am not a white woman. I'm of Turkish descent. Of course, they don't know this. But when you look at me, you can tell very well that I am not your typical white woman.
Now it's close enough. She's Turkish descent. And she doesn't consider herself white, but unfortunately, in the world, I looked at her. I thought she was white. She's beautiful, and then she does go on to consider herself white. It's just the way of the world. It's just the way of the world. So yeah, I was close. Turkey wants to be a member of NATO. I don't think that's going to be happening anytime soon, because Turkey is one of those weird countries where they want to be Western, but at least under the current guy who's been there for a couple of decades, he's not supposed to be a Recep Erdogan. He wants to be more Islamist and be tied to the Middle East. So that'd be kind of a precarious situation if Turkey does somehow end up joining NATO. But that's a video that's way off on a tangent. I digress on that point. Let's get back to this video right here.
And even if he did walk in there with a white woman or a different woman who's a non-black woman every single day, why do they feel so entitled to make a slick comment about it? The look that they gave my husband as we were paying for our stuff, it was like
I'm gonna jump in again. The reason why they feel entitled to make such a slick comment is because we've enabled them to do so. It's not just black women that can do this; it's black men too. We've enabled them. Why are so many blacks attracted to crime? We enabled them. Why are so many blacks so emboldened to go in there and riot and loot and when they protest? Because we enabled them. Why are so many black people able to go and get on national TV and just denigrate all other races to their faces? Because we enabled them. That's all part of the black fatigue. We've gotten sick and tired of it, but it still is prevalent as based on this video here.
he murdered their mama. I mean, it's unbelievable to me because I have not experienced this so far, and I've been here in PA for a couple of times now, and I have never came across this type of behavior. Now, you might say, "Oh, you're overreacting," but maybe they are the ones who are overreacting because what are they really mad at? What are they mad at? I thought this is a man that they don't want anyway. Do you know how many times I was reading comments on Instagram a while back when my channel was going viral that my husband is yesterday's trash? Back then, I had a couple of pictures of my husband and I uploaded on my Instagram. They were talking about, "Girl, thank you for taking out the trash that we don't want." So if that is the case, why be upset if my man walks in the store with somebody that does not look like you? We get a lot of compliments from people, but then again, of course, there are some haters, and it's not like I'm concentrating on them, not at all. I'm appreciative for every positive comment that is coming our way. But again, something like this kind of got me thinking like, okay, I thought some women wasn't mad at that. I thought they don't care. But really deep down inside, they do care because if they would not care, they would not make a comment like that. And obviously, when somebody is making your blood boil, you're getting upset at something.
Yeah, and just to jump in on that I've been subject to that myself because, like I said, I'm married to a white woman. I've been told comments like that as I was growing up. A lot of men have been told comments like that. Black men been told comments like that growing up. I mean, Travis Hunter gets it himself, even though some of that he's bringing upon himself, you know. But even he got it. That's why he says he prefers to be with biracial women or just straight white women because he's gotten a lot of hurt from other black women. All these black women that feel entitled and righteous, self-righteous to say these things about black men. The black men said, okay, I still want to be with somebody. I still want to be a husband and a provider. And so, hey, there's this beautiful white woman over here, this beautiful Latina, this beautiful Asian. They're interested in me. Okay, then I'll go with them. And then these black women then turn around and get mad. Well, where all the black men go? You motherfuckers been chasing them off. Now, just on the flip side of this as well, when black women go hook up with other races, for the most part, black men don't say shit. I follow all kinds of interracial marriages where black women are with white men. I'm happy for them. One of the guys I train with at the gym, actually a couple of them I train with at the gym, really good jiu-jitsu practitioners. They're married to black women. I'm happy for them. Go ahead, have at it. You men, as long as you fucking women, I don't really give a damn. And those women they better not be kids. They better not be kids. But if you messing with women and they make you happy, congratulations. Black women are something else when it comes to that, though. So, yeah, she's speaking a lot of things that I am familiar with.
Internally upset, which is the reason that your blood is boiling, obviously, right? One thing that I would love to know is why get mad at a black man walking inside of a store with a non-black woman? Is it the fact that she doesn't have a man? Maybe it's the fact that if she does have a man, that he looks like shit. So she looks over to her man or on her phone screen looking at that dude like, shit, how the hell did this white woman do so much better than me? How the hell did this white woman get this handsome black man that is driving such a nice car. Oh, she must not have any standards.
I think it's more of the problem that black men be mad that black women got standards. And they
Oh
stick
my
to it.
God.
And if you
Because
don't meet
honestly,
that standard,
if you
my thing is if you don't meet that standard, move around. Like that's the issue.
Yeah.
It's like y'all mad at black women for this, for that. If that's not, if it don't align with you, keep it moving.
Everyone, that is so crazy. So if a black man does move around, shop around for somebody else, it's still not good enough. If I don't have any standards as a non-black woman, if I don't have any morals, let that be my business, because obviously that man has seen something in me that he could not find somewhere else. And that happens so many more times. Really, it's always some women talking about this, that, and the other, but yet I don't see them finding a man that qualifies their rules and regulations and their criteria, which leads them to be single forever. And that goes even for non-black women. A lot of them, because of toxic feminism, they are single. They remain single because they swear they have to shop around, look around for a man that qualifies for them. But in the meantime, they're letting other men run through them. So really, they are losing their value throughout the whole time.
That is exactly correct. And I'm glad she used the term toxic feminism, because feminism has been absolutely toxic. Feminism has confused a whole generation of women. Not just a whole generation, generations of women, because we're at Gen Z right now. So Gen Z, millennials, Gen Y, Gen X, and baby boomers confused all these generations of women to be hateful, to be spiteful, to be misandrist. And if you don't know what the word misandrist means, then the feminists have done a really good number on you too. Misandrist means to hate men. We all know what misogyny means, but we don't know what misandry means. It just means to hate men. And that's what a lot of these women do. They hate men. They think that when it means to be submissive to a man, oh, you want me to be completely just submitted to him and subservient to him. No. That's not what it means to be submitted, to be submissive. It just means if you're going to be under that man, if you're going to be with that man, then you got to be willing to allow that man to lead and to be the head of the household, to be the one, to be the provider that he needs to be. Because like I said earlier, the man is going to be called on to come up to the defense. And it doesn't matter if the man that's coming up is 5'2" or 6'7". Doesn't matter if he has the skills of an ant or the skills of a Francis Ngannou. If anything goes down, that man is going to have to step up. And it's much easier to avoid fights and be with a woman that is submissive and will allow him to lead than to get into fights. Fighting sucks. It hurts. You don't want to be doing it or anything like that. But just going back to this right here. Yeah. So feminism has just confused a lot of women into thinking that they can keep on going forever and ever and ever, be with all different types of men, and that at some point in the future that they'll still be able to turn around and be able to get that high value man that they've been wanting all their lives and everything like that. I got news for you. Most of the high value men are already taken, or many of the high value men have just decided, hey, you know what? We just going to check out. You feminists want to play the game? Okay, we'll play the game with you too. We'll still come out ahead, but we'll play the game with you, and they'll run right through you and then just leave you alone. You know, so I'm hoping that more women start to wake up to the damage caused by feminism.
These black men do not belong to you only. Go where you are appreciated. Go who you feel comfortable with. Go who appreciates you, and go with who makes you feel comfortable and who appreciates the simple things, who is grateful for your existence only. I'm not saying go be with a homeless person. I'm not saying that. But when I met my husband, he was in his early 20s. Now you have women running around expecting a man in his early 20s to have all this money so he can provide for her. When these women really just care about the money, they don't care about the man. That is the difference. You can't just focus on the material things that a man has, because if it's all like that, go get your own fucking material. If you care about materials so much and you're expecting all of these things out of a man, make sure you can afford everything that you expect out of a man yourself. And that's another problem because majority of them can't. They want to be taken to these high-end restaurants. They want to wear all of these expensive clothes. They want to drive all of these expensive cars. But which one of that can they really afford themselves? Let me guess, zero. So if a man, a black man, or even any man takes his time to establish himself, to upgrade in life, chooses to be with another woman because he actually sees that she appreciated him when he wasn't here in life, but here, that's their business. So many women are running around. They are on this level, but they want a man on that level. Baby, you don't qualify. I'm not talking about black women only, but you don't qualify. You're too old. Your looks are not all that. Majority of it is fake anyway. So what are you talking about? What can you offer? Or what makes you better than the next woman for that man who is up here to choose you down here? Now, there are women who have their careers, they are here, up here and everything. I get that. But when you look at their social media, they're for the streets too. You got grown women in their late 30s jumping around in bikini thongs. Go ahead, do that on the beach. That's fine. But why is it there for everybody to see? Why?
Yeah, and she's speaking facts here and everything like that. Women need to understand something. Your value, your high value for you as a woman is in your early 20s to early 30s. That's when you have your high value. But after that, that value starts going down real fast, real quick. Yeah, there's some women in their late 30s and early 40s that are banging. They look great, but they by themselves. And it's just that time it's catching up. Time comes for us all. But the difference here is a man in his 70s, he can still pull a 25-year-old chick if he's really rich. Go look at Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick is almost 80? And he's walking around with some 25-year-old arm candy. You remember Anna Nicole Smith being with some 90-year-old oil tycoon. Shannon Sharp got all caught up with some 304 OnlyFans. She took him to the cleaners, by the way. Man, Shannon Sharp, you need to start settling down and think about building that legacy. And you can make all that money in the world. This is advice for the men. You can build all the money in the world, but if you ain't got no one to pass it on to, what does it all matter? What does it all matter that you work 90 hours a week and you become a multimillionaire by 40, but you ain't got no heirs to pass that money on to? You're going to die off. Your estate is going to be divvied up between your nieces and your nephews, many of whom you probably don't really have a deep relationship with. Or if you don't have anything like that, all that work that you put in is going to go right to the state. It's going to go to probate. Is that what you guys really want? And no, don't tell me that you want to give your money to charity. Fuck charity. You work all that your entire life to say, I'm just going to give it away. No, go build yourself a lineage. Go build yourself an area. Hell, if it's just only one, go adopt. Go adopt a baby and make that baby your heir. But I digress on that point and everything. But she's speaking facts about all this. These women that go out there that think they're qualified to get with a high value man, but they ain't bringing nothing to the table other than misery and scorn. And then the women that go out there and they become high value themselves, and now they're on the same level as the high value man that they want, but the high value man is not really worth it to them anymore. So they need somebody of even higher value. I mean, the whole entire game is twisted.
You have to take a picture like that or a video like that and put it on your newsfeed so everybody can look at that. That may be a video for the near future, but for this one, really long story short, it is none of your concern who my man walks in the store with. It shouldn't be none of their concerns. And you know, here's the funny thing about it. They would not give a flying fuck 99% of the time while he was alone, but now they want to say something when he walks in the store with me. That is
And I'm going to leave it right there. If you guys want to watch the rest of this video, like I said, I will link it in the description. Her name, once again, is Soraya Brooks. Soraya Brooks, I'm going to go ahead and give this video a like, and I'm going to give you a subscribe. I really appreciate that video. Jump down in the comments, let me know what you guys think about anything that she said or anything that I said. And make sure you do like, share, subscribe, turn on those post notifications. All that stuff really does help me out. This is Chris Bolt signing out, and I will catch you guys in the next video.